What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to SteveBussaGS. We got another scorecard reaction for y'all, and you already know what it is. Let's get it. Yo, we probably should have been dug into some music from King Blitz, but whatever. We here now. He put a tweet out the other day. Caught my attention. He said, yo, I'm thinking about giving up reactions, and I want to go full time with this music shit. I don't know if he was serious or not, but it wasn't enough to kick me in the ass, and I was like, fuck, we haven't really dug into none of this stuff on the channel, so we're here to score some shit, see how we really feel about it. Let's go. Do me a favor. Run the gauntlet. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Little bell notification guy. We better get into this. So I did make some requests, right? I said I don't want any song that has him with a feature on it because he's too big. Like, he's got the connections. Like, I know he's got songs with like Koofies and Atlas. Like, those songs are guaranteed to be hot. You get somebody else that's fired, that's goated on there, you know that shit's gonna be a banger. So I didn't want that. I was like, yo, let's really examine Blitz like in his own element and shit like that without any assist. You know what I'm saying? So I asked for that, and the mood that I was in, I asked for some dark room music type shit, and that's just the mood that I happen to be in right now. So they gave me this. I also think it's his most recent jaunt, which is super dope that we get to help promote the most recent jaunt too. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what it's sitting for, man. King Blitz, everything. We got a video, kinda. It's just him standing there.
Yeah, lately been feeling the strangest. Usually can look myself in the mirror, but last time I think I seen a stranger. Anytime I go to pick myself up, my thoughts weighing me down like an anchor. Still chasing peace, nowhere to run to mentally free me from danger. I see me changing, used to know where I was headed, but now I look up and don't know where to go.
Alright, I wasn't ready for that. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't the melodic vibes, right? I like this. He's very chill. He got a Kid Cudi vibe to him, right? Is his voice also kind of like the imagery here, the subtle blue tint of everything, or purple tint to everything, helps facilitate that dark room music kind of vibe. I'm liking this so far. This is not what I was... Expectations subverted, sir. I'm so glad we're not getting just chopper flow type shit, because that's the stuff that I tend to avoid. This could be vibey. This could be playlist material. Let's see.
Yeah, lately been feeling the strangest. Usually can look myself in the mirror, but last time I think I seen a stranger. Anytime I go to pick myself up, my thoughts weighing me down like an anchor. Still chasing peace, nowhere to run to mentally free me from danger. I see me changing, used to know where I was headed, but now I look up and don't know where to go. It's lonely when you got no friends, can keep playing seeds if they don't want to grow.
Okay, alright, that was fire. This is going to be definitely dark room music vibes. We're definitely in our self-introspective, contemplative bag. That was a fucking bar. Leading up to here was good. But that was fire.
But now I look up and don't know where to go. It's lonely when you got no friends, can keep playing seeds if they don't want to grow.
Ha!
Crazy how a little bit of distance can mess up a friendship and turn friend to fall. Habit of questioning everything, wanted to stop but I know that it won't. Life.
Interesting. It's crazy how a little bit of distance can turn friends to foes. So this is I guess reflective of the completely not toxic YouTube community that we all happen to be a part of. Nah, I could definitely, like, here's the thing, man. You never think about the mental impact that it has on, like, your friends and shit, like the bystanders of the vibes. I don't think he's been in any beef personally, but I do know that he's been, like, adjacent to YouTube beefs and stuff like that. This is like a little behind the scenes. This feels like a little behind the scenes view of, like, what goes on from, like, I don't want to say reactor's head, but from, like, the third party's, like, mind when all this shit is going on. This is interesting.
The distance can mess up a friendship and turn friend to fall. Habit of questioning everything, wanted to stop but I know that it won't. Life is so hectic, I keep counting blessings but still gotta subtract the karma. Been a week since I called mom a horrible son, but feel I'm an excellent father, steady looking at my
let's go! Hold on. Yo, if he's... this is my bag. Let's go.
Been a week since I called mom a horrible son, but feel I'm an excellent father. Still looking at my daughter, telling me daddy come play, but I'm writing these songs for her to keep playing in the short that I bought her. Balancing life is only getting harder, knowing it's time that we giving this borrow.
Nah, that was fire, my guy. Bring that back. we're only a minute into this. I don't have to bring this back like 5 times. That was hard as shit, dude.
I call mama horrible.
This part forward, this was like, yo.
Been a week since I called mama.
Been a week since I called Mamba. Horrible son, but an excellent father.
Horrible son, but feel I'm an excellent father. Steady looking at my daughter, telling me daddy come play, but I'm writing these songs for her to keep playing in the show that I bought her.
She's asking me, my daughter's asking me to come play, but I'm busy writing these songs so that she can keep playing in the shirts that I bought. Like, I wish people who aren't entrepreneurs in some extent would understand the sacrifice that goes into trying to build something yourself. It sounds like an easy bar to understand because on the surface level it is. I'm working so that you can have the nice things that work buys you. It's like the fucking American dream right there, right? When you're an entrepreneur yourself, and those of you who don't know my marketing background and shit like that, I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time, probably going on close to a decade now. The amount of self-sacrifice that goes into it is specifically with time away from the family. Now, he's lucky enough that like at least he's gets to be in the house and seen. For a lot of people, that's not the case. A lot of us like don't have the luck, the privilege, the blessing of being able to work from home. Now, hopefully the pandemic changed that for a lot of people. A lot of stuff is more viable, you know what I'm saying, via telework and shit. But, bro, this was heavy. This was heavy. He's speaking to the adult in me, right? Like, this isn't, I'm not in my rap mode. I'm not in here yelling, I want violence, let's cheat, send dudes dick suck, yada, yada, yada. He's like, he's bringing out Steven. This is adult, contemporary adult music. I like this. This is different.
But feel I'm an excellent father. Steady looking at my daughter, telling me daddy come play, but I'm writing these songs for her to keep playing in the show that I bought her. Balancing life is only getting harder, knowing it's time that we giving is borrow. Not breaking no promises. Your word is your bond, that bond is your honor. Already stuck in this confinement.
Alright, so check the music theory here. He didn't really switch up too much, but the deepening of his voice and the slowing of his pacing, it's enough to still be decent music theory to grab your attention and pull it in. My only issue with the beginning was like that melodicness. He needs to work on like his pitch control a little bit as far as like keeping you into it. Because if he didn't write well, like that was well written, so I was hooked the entire time. When you're doing that kind of melodicness, if the lyrics aren't strong enough to support it, you can very easily just zone out, and it becomes more of like a commercial type thing, where I put it on while I'm like doing the dishes or something, you know what I'm saying? And not that dark room music, self-introspective type vibe that I believe is going for here. So this subtle voice deepening and flow change here does a lot of good to bring the listener to the forefront. I like that. I kind of wish he went the opposite with it. That might just be personal taste. That melodic flow feel like you're building up to something that was a little bit more high pitched, not necessarily like a rah, but like maybe like an actual like singing note, like actually hitting a note or something like that. You know what I mean?
Not breaking no promises. Your word is your bond, that bond is your honor. Already stuck in this confinement. Alone for me is not a good environment. Spending time thinking about all the wasted time spent trying to get it right, and now I'm in that even with everything, I'm not where I wanna be. This weight that I'm carrying has been lifted right under me. They tell me be happy, you think you know everything, but really don't know what's underneath. If I'm speaking honestly, I think it's as good as it's gonna be. Not finding interest in anything.
Alright, so you're doing two things here. Number one, I love when men open up about their feelings, about anxiety, about mental health issues. It's a great example to set. It's fighting social norms, all that stuff. I salute for all of that. And he's doing it in a way that is very real. He's not trying to give you, like, he's not coming off like that motivational speaker, fake mental health type vibes. Like, he's like, yo, this is what I'm going through, and to be honest with you, this is probably as good as it's going to get. That is the voice of somebody who is going through it, not the voice of somebody who has conquered it and making music that is retrospective. This is introspective. There is a difference. Yeah, no, I like this a lot. Unfortunate that you're going through that. I don't mean to sound like I'm excited about your anxiety, sir. It's more like relatable. You know what I mean? Especially when you start hitting certain life goals. Like if you get the nice house and shit like that, and you start having good things happen to you, everybody assumes that that's your golden meal ticket. right? That means that you shouldn't have nothing to be sad about in your entire fucking life. That everything is fucking peaches and cream because on the internet you look like you got it all together. And people equate things with mental health or things with happiness way too much. I kind of like that he's giving that insight, but at the same time you have to assume that the backlash is going to be from the masses. Stop fucking crying. I live in a fucking crack house and blah 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 blah. Instead of like looking at the person as a human. I hate people.
I wanna be. This weight that I'm carrying has been lifted right under me. They tell me be happy, you think you know everything, but really don't know what's underneath. And if I'm speaking honestly, I think it's as good as it's gonna be. Not finding interest in anything, can't share these thoughts with just anyone. Stuck in my mind and it's driving me crazy sometimes.
Man, I mean, you kinda are. It's a little contradictory.
Times at a crash like hit and runs. You look in my life and you saying wow. I look in my life and I'm saying how. Me and my wife keep trying and trying, but ended up losing another child. No paramedic that's pulling up.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
No band-aid, the hill is damaged, then I'm feeling all this pain, I won't heal it. God, I'm only human, everybody got a limit. Emotionless is what I'm getting, piece myself to feeling. Catch me.
This is what I was kind of talking about when I said I wanted it to go more high-pitched. This has just been a minute and a half build-up. I want to bring this part back without me pausing it so that I can get the, you can see the full range of emotion that he's gone from in the beginning, super melodic, then more serious, the tone drops down, and then as the topics start hitting closer and closer to home, you can actually notice the elevation in his intensity that he's delivering it with. It's kind of a bar in and of itself. Like I don't know what you would call that. Like almost like the direction of the song itself is a metaphor for like the anxiety and shit like that just building up and building up and building up. And like when I first started talking about this in the beginning, it was like all chill and vibes and ha ha ha. And now we're at a point where I'm raising my voice and you start to see that emotion start coming through and shit. Like, nah, that's dope.
Damn, I'm not where I wanna be. This weight that I'm carrying has been lifted right under me. They tell me be happy, you think you know everything, but really don't know what's underneath. And if I'm speaking honestly, I think it's as good as it's gonna be. Not finding interest in anything, can't share these thoughts with just anyone. Stuck in my mind and it's driving me crazy sometimes at a crash like hit and runs. You look in my life and you saying wow. I look at
He could have cut that whole part out, I feel like.
my life and I'm saying how. Me and my wife keep trying and trying, but ended up losing another child. No paramedic that's pulling up, no band-aid, the hill is damaged, then I'm feeling all this pain, I won't heal it. God, I'm only human, everybody got a limit. Emotionless is what I'm getting, piece myself to feeling. Catch me staring at the ceiling, still holding on the images, but somehow I just can't get the picture. Then I got a DM and it's stuck with me.
Alright, so the delivery here got super choppy, and there was also like a false beat drop from a production standpoint here. If you notice, like, it seemed like the beat was supposed to drop and he wasn't done with the build-up, so instead of there being a drop, they just kind of muted it for a second and then continued to build it off, and I don't know, he kind of like lost the intensity at the point of impact here.
My wife keep trying and trying, but ended up losing another child. No paramedic that's pulling up, no band-aid, the hill is damaged, then I'm feeling all this pain, I won't heal it. God, I'm only human, everybody got a limit. Emotionless is what I'm getting, piece myself to feeling. Catch me staring at the ceiling, still holding on the images, but somehow I just can't get the picture. Then
He couldn't get it out. It sounds like he got like stuck on his words there.
got a DM and it's stuck with me. Someone else claim they look up to me. Don't need that type of pressure, barely holding it together. I reply humbly, tell them thank you.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is another one of the behind the scenes, the view into what is like behind. Like, bro, you don't understand these messages and DMs that we get as fucking reactors. It's like it's dope, it's wholesome, it's weird, but it's like those are still my guys, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like at least, well, I guess it's different for everybody depending on the community that you build up. But like with the GS gang shit, like those are my guys. Like that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like we get rowdy and talk about violence and yada yada yada. But like at the end of the day, like gang is gang. I like this view behind. Like this is very very interesting. Here's the I wonder if this has the same impact if you don't know he's a reactor. Like, I wonder if this is just, like, because, like, yeah, I guess it does. Because music artists, like, any type of celebrity, I'm assuming that makes art is going to get some type of reaction like that eventually. So I guess it does hold the same water.
myself to feel a feeling. Catch me staring at the ceiling, still holding on to images, but somehow I just can't get the picture. Then I got a DM and it stuck with me. Someone else claim they look up to me. Don't need that type of pressure, barely holding it together. I reply humbly, tell them thank you, you be great as you wanna be. Lift them up like yeah, you gonna be wishing that someone sees. Recognizing all these humble pleas. Cause even with everything, not where I wanna be. And this weight that I'm carrying has been lifted right under me. They tell me be happy, you think you know everything, but don't really know what's underneath. And if I'm speaking honestly, I'm thinking I'm as good as I'm gonna be.
Ooh, the guitar riff! And you let it breathe. Ah, let's go. That's how you do dark room music, my guy. Great pacing, great finish. If he lets it breathe out for the guitar solo for the remainder of the track, I still think it's excellent direction. The artistic direction of this is like spot on.
Right under me, they tell me be happy, you think you know everything, but don't really know what's underneath.
Also, bringing this part back as the hook, obviously we didn't know that it was like the hook or the refrain or whatever in the beginning. Having this be the line that he chose to double down on, I think that was an excellent choice because it's one of the realest moments throughout the song, right? That I think this is as real as it's going to be. It's easy to be upset when you have tragedy in your life and stuff like that, and when you're talking about heavy topics, it's relatable for people who've been through that. When he hit this is as real as it's going to be. There's something about it, like it didn't feel like, I don't know, there's just something so genuine about it that, you know what I mean? Like it hit on a little bit different level. I appreciate the artistic direction of choosing that to be what we went back to and left that on.
And honestly, I'm thinking I'm as good as I'm gonna be.
Ooh, they got the, I forget what the fuck, the neurodivergent John, where it's going from one ear and then like to the other, and it's good fade. Let's go. Alright, man, let's bring the scorecard up. I'm actually excited to break this down. Let's go. Let's get small. We small? We small. Alright. Pull up the scorecard. Let's get into it. We are new to King Blitz. Like I said, this is the first time we've ever heard his music that is like actually his music that he put out. If you're new here and you don't know how to become a fan, you gotta catch at least 3. I'm gonna give him 1 for 3. I'm gonna give him 1 for 3. I like this version of him way better than the just rap version that I've heard before, like that was on the Cypher. This is an entirely different artist. This is an evolved artist. This is somebody who took the time to write lyrics that meant something to him. Like this he put his fucking heart out on this. Like, how could you hate that? Like that's super dope to see. Target audience for this, yeah, absolutely, 100%. More than you realize. Proper setting for this. This is dark room music. You already know. We said it a million times. Alright, let's get to it. Bars or lyrics? Super solid. Super solid. There are some parts that could have gone either way, stayed in or stayed out. There was the one part that was a little bit wordy and felt like he stumbled over it. Outside of that, though, if you just look at the assignment from beginning to end, everything was super concise. Everything was thematic. Everything was on point. You could tell the parts of him that were like genuine that came out in this. It didn't feel like it canned. You know what I'm saying? Like this didn't feel like somebody else wrote it and gave it to him and was like, yo, here's your fucking banger. You know what I'm saying? This felt very personal from him. I would give it a 21 out of 25. 21 out of 25 lyrically. Delivery, maybe, again, I think he did a lot of things really well on it. I don't think he's comfortable with the melodic style. It did give me the sense of somebody who is trying the style and not somebody who has perfected the style, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't know if that rawness to it hurt it though. Like it felt more authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like it added like a layer of like reality to it. Kind of like when they had like certain like if you look at like Tyler the Creator's latest album where it had that graininess like on purpose, it almost felt like that. Like the parts that were unpolished, even the choke up maybe like was almost intentional. Like yo, I'm talking about some real shit. This isn't a studio polished track. This is just me talking to y'all. I would give it a solid 20 out of 25. I would love to see him continue to polish this up and where he goes on his dark room music journey because this bag suits him very, very well. The beat selection for what it was, 15 out of 15. Stop it. As soon as that that guitar solo was nasty. Sound quality mixing, I give it like a 12 out of 15. Like I said, some of the parts I'm debating in my head whether or not it was intentional. At the end of the day, 12 out of 15. That's where I'm at production-wise. Effectiveness, 10 out of 10. I'll be honest with you. I come into this stuff, I try to clean slate stuff as much as I can. You know, especially when artists like this, who like I heard a little snippet of a year and a half ago and never dug back into, you never want to like hold on to those thoughts of a person when you're coming in a year later. So much development goes into everything. So for this to be like, yo, is this effective? Does this make you want to listen to more from this artist? I would absolutely listen to this lane from him 100% again. And then enjoyability is not enjoyable. It's sad. Nah, it's super, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Super enjoyable under specific circumstances. Like, you're not playing this when the homies come over. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not playing this until, this is very personal track. This is headphone music, dark room music. Under those circumstances, it's going to hit really well. Be really weird to hear this out like an Applebee's or something. You know what I'm saying? 86 out of 100. 86 out of 100, that's my score. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Let's go.